Morning. Welcome back to the very messy shed. This is day 2, and I suppose part 2 of my how to refurbish and recover an amplifier. This one being a Blackstar 4x12 and 100 watt head. If you've watched the first video, and if you have, I'm sorry, I'm new to editing. Yesterday we peeled it, which took many hours and was a lot harder than expected. As I said on yesterday's, there are plenty of videos on YouTube of mainly Americans who all seem to know exactly what they're doing and have done it before, so I thought it was about time we had a, well, it's not an instructional video, is it? It's more of a journal and what can go wrong, done by an English bloke. So hello, I'm St John. I will be further spoiling this cabinet today. Other thing I learned yesterday was, firstly I had to open iMovie and then how to sort of use it a bit. So I've managed to do cutting and I've managed to do fast forwarding, which is very good because these things seem to take ages. So I'm going to try and keep this one short because yesterday's was really long and it got cut down from twice as long as that. So less waffle, more doing stuff and more actual instructional bits, but there will still be plenty of waffle. Yeah, so first things first, I suppose we'd better start sanding. Yesterday it was left kind of rough MDF, because it is MDF, it's not solid wood. And we're left with, you know, the smooth bits of MDF, and then you've got the edges which aren't smooth, they're all sort of fluffy. Well, the whole thing's sort of fluffy now. So I've got to work out a way of making that smooth, probably sanding, I suppose. And then I think I'm going to seal it. But more on that later. Sanding. Hello. Right. We are going to try sanding MDF, which may or may not go well. So we're just going to try a little bit on the bottom to see how it goes. I bought myself a little one of those, which, yeah, should be up to the job. And I'm going to start with some medium sandpaper, just do a little bit, and then try the fine sandpaper to see, yeah, if it cleans up any. Health and safety kids, it's MDF. We have a mask. Woohoo, how exciting. Right, now I'm assured by Health and Safety Keith from work that you shouldn't wear one of these with a beard. You remember when I said there wasn't going to be any waffle today? Oh, what I was going to say by Health and Safety Keith, what I didn't know is that gas masks like this with little filters in have to be kept sealed, because if you leave them out they only last a month, or they only last a month of breathing anyway, but in between you have to put them in a sealed bag because otherwise they stop working. They carry on working even when you're not wearing them, apparently. So keep them in a sealed bag, kids. Let's get this on, get tightened up, and I'm going to start a bit of sanding. Speedy vision! Now I know how to do it. Right. Dust bag. Fine. You know what? I should probably have eye protection on as well, shouldn't I? Yeah, that's just dawned on me. I might have to find some of that. But, hang on. This is looking excellent. That's gone really... Hang on, let me grab you. I don't know if you'll be able to see on here, but that's as was when the stuff came off, and I was a bit worried about it being all rough and fluffy. And with 30 seconds of sanding, that, note my scabby knuckles from yesterday, out. That is lovely. So what I'm probably going to do is just crack on and get the whole lot done, and I'll see you in a bit. If anything exciting happens while I'm doing these bits and anything with lots of glue on, I will tell you. Right, positive. A good start to my afternoon, even though it's raining. Yeah, see you in a minute. This is good. This is going well. I'm gonna just, I don't know why I'm doing this. You don't need to see somebody sanding in fast motion, but I'm doing it anyway. Skip forward.
Oh, Henry. Hello, Henry. Hello.
This is an awesome bit of kit. It's a breeze and it's not taking like chunks off, but God, it's really good, and I've not even got to the smooth stuff yet. I'm overexcited, as you can tell. But yeah, don't know why I didn't just start one of these yesterday and sand all the vinyl off. God, because it's getting bits of it off that are left. Oh, enjoying this bit. Makes a change, doesn't it, from episode 1? Lesson, oh God. Right, I'm going to finish this and I'll see you in a minute. Ta-da! Something I had forgotten about, which we need to do before, well, after we've done this little bit of sanding, we need to cut bigger holes for bigger handles. As I was saying, Blackstar handles that came with it look like that. One of them is broken and I can't get spares anywhere. I've looked on all the usual places. I've looked on eBay. I've spoken to Blackstar. They haven't got any. So because I'm an impatient sort, I thought, well, I'm just going to go and get some replacements, which I did, which are smashing actually. For a start, they're metal and they look more the part, but they're not going to go in there. So we kind of want them to sit like that, I guess. A bit of me thinking I might try and put a bit of filler in, or wood or something, just to pack them in a bit, but in a minute. Let's do this first. I'm going to pause it here because you don't need to see this. Yeah, see you in a bit. This is my pleased with myself face. That's brilliant. I didn't expect that to go anywhere near as well as that. Hang on. Noisy heater. Yeah, that is absolutely gorgeous and flat and smooth, and I've just noticed it's raining today and I've got a drip. And water being the natural enemy of MDF, I need to be a bit careful of that. There's another one over there. I need to re-roof my shed. Look forward to a future video. Anyway, avoiding drip. Yeah, that is brilliant. Dead chuffed. Corners are all lovely and smooth. It's got all any glue residue off that was on. So I'm looking forward to doing the head. But to give my hands a bit of a rest, and before we do the head, we have to cut bigger things for our handles. So I'm going to mark them out now and I'll be back shortly. Why am I shouting? Because I'm excited. That's why, because this is going well. Yay! Right then. I have measured my new handles and I have made a little cardboard template out of a little bit of cardboard I've just found in the shed. And that is nice and snug. There's a little bit of wiggle room, but that's fine. That's what we want for a little bit of wiggling. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drip. It stopped raining and my drip has stopped dripping. Hopefully. Right, what we're going to do is work out where we want to put this. So we're going to move stuff out of the way. By the way, these were from Modulus Amps in Scotland. Scotland? Thank you very much, guys. Next day service, very cheap. They were about £6 something each, and they're absolutely brilliant. So big up Modulus amps. If I can work out how to do text, I'll put a little, yeah, like people do. When people do YouTube videos, they put little text things there or there or here. So if I can work out how to do that tonight, because this weekend's all about learning new skills, isn't it? I will. Right, this wants to go kind of, it doesn't want to go any further this way, does it? So I think we'll go level with that one and down a bit. So we're going to end up about there. So that's going to be our top corner. God, tell you what, I saw this YouTube video, he made it look easy. That's where our handle's going to be, and we've got a little bit of a gap here now. Here new. So yeah. Oh, I can use this as a bit of, I can use this as the bit of wood, can't I? Or two bits of wood. Excellent. Right. Oh, I tell you what. This is going swimmingly. No drips. Right. Except for the fact we've now got MDF dust everywhere, so I'm going to have a bit of a hoover in a minute. This should now, yay, fit there. That's going to look swell. Ugh, don't say swell. I'm definitely going to have to glue something here because that's where two of the screws go. But that is definitely doable. I'm going to use a bit of this and I'm just going to glue that. Yeah, okay, right. I'm going to do the other side. I will see you when I've done that and probably when I've glued that. Because quite frankly, it's all very well doing this in silence, but the cricket's on, so see you in a bit. Craftsman! Little extra thing to mention before I do it. Just stick those little bits of wood, which are over there, into the handles. I'll bring this back up here. I'm going to have a try with me contact adhesive, which is a cheap one, but it's got very good reviews. Yeah, I don't know how well this is going to work on MDF, but it'll be good, I guess, a good first practice for when we're gluing the material on when that gets here. So at least I can see if it soaks it all up and it's useless, or if it needs to be sealed first, because that's something else I'm planning on doing today, is sealing it if I know it's going to suck all my glue into the MDF before it has time to stick to the material, etc. So will it need 2 coats? I'm going to do that now. Okay, I'll let you know how we get on shortly. Right then. Stop saying right then every time you start the camera, and start that again. Right then, where were we? I've just said right then again. Okay, the bits are stuck. Don't know if you can see them from there. Well, I'm not going to lift it up, but the little bits of MDF are stuck on there, and they are staying there. This stuff would appear to be excellent. I was going to use Evo stick. I've ended up, after reading the reviews, going with no nonsense liquid contact adhesive, and I think it's Screwfix's own make. Might be in B&Q as well, because they're the same company. No, but it seems to be really good. Comes with a little brush on the handle, but unfortunately, as soon as I took this off, the little brush dropped out of the handle, which has got a split in it, and is now probably down here somewhere. So I had to use one of my son's old paintbrushes I found in the garage, and that's not getting used again. That's gone in the bin already. I also, while I was at it, tried a little test piece with a bit of me sample material, and I deliberately did it on a bit that wasn't particularly smooth. And that's come up very well. Again, that is not coming off, and you're supposed to leave it for 24 hours, but that is well stuck. And it's covered. Let me see if we're in focus. Hang on. not very light, is it? It's covered really well. This is a lumpy bit. You can see one big lump, which was a great chunky, what do you call it? Saw blade cut. Jigsaw, that's the word. But it's wrapped around the corners nicely. I think it's going to be quite forgiving to work with. I know this is only a tiny bit, but all I've got to make sure I do is get it right first time, which is the new thing that's playing on my mind, because once it's stuck, it's stuck. You can't take it off and redo it, so you've got to make sure, I've got to make sure I get the material on flat as we go without any wrinkles or bubbles, because if there's a wrinkle or a bubble, it's staying there. Which is why I've also got some of this, which is the spray contact adhesive, which might be a little bit more forgiving, but then might not stick as well in the long term. So I'll have to read some forums and watch some more videos that are more informative than this one. But you know, if you're watching this, you're watching me see what mistakes I make. I'm suffering so you don't have to. Right, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to make a cup of tea, get the head sanded, and we'll see where we go from there. Well, that's gone quite well. Oh, I don't think you'll be able to see, but again, we've gone down to a lovely smooth finish. We've got pretty much all of the glue off. Corner is lovely and smooth just by going, no science involved in doing the corner, I'm just wiggling it round. So I'm happy with that. I shall proceed and finish this off, and again, yeah, obviously stop if anything happens, but I'm just going to get this done and the fine sanding over the top, even though that's feeling lovely. Yeah, see you in a bit.
No more will I take the booty end of the stick. Brothers making albums when they know they can't hack it because they lyrics display like it.
Oh, that's better. Oh, pull my strap out. Oh, well, that's the medium sandpaper coat done. Took longer than the cab, but then there's a lot more glue on it. How do we do this? Right. So now I've got to do the inside, which, if you remember from video 1 in this series of hopefully 3, better not be more than 3, yeah, is all clagged up with that white glue, the thicker stuff. So I'm not going to go nuts because obviously none of this is going to be seen, but I don't want it to impair me my new material going on, and then I don't want it to be standing too proud to slide the chassis back in, or anything else of that nature. So cracking on. I'm going to try me coarse sandpaper on this because I can afford to make some mistakes on the seam bit. Okay, yeah, I'll be back when it's done. I'm going to do the fine coat as well, and I'm going to whiz over the panel from the back. And oh, quickly, I've had a see, we're getting to the point now where bodges suddenly become a good idea. Oh, back panel, remember that? Remember black vinyl when that was a thing? Oh, it's the only bit of black vinyl left. I've decided, because this is just a bit of MDF again, and this is solidly glued to it, and it doesn't wrap round, it just trims at the edges. And I've checked, and everything's symmetrical. So rather than try and strip this and peel bits off and have to sand it and mess around, I'm just going to cover this side, which is just painted black because it was on the inside. So I'm going to cover that, if there are minor changes to where the screws are, my other brainwave, which I'm going to try and get done tonight, is I've decided I'm going to fill all the screw holes. Well, not the ones that go all the way through, obviously, but like the corner holes and the ones that the back and stuff drill into, because when I get my new screws and I'm fixing it on, I can just drill a little pilot hole and put a new screw in, then I know it's all good and tight. So I will actually get to use my wood filler by Roncy. Yeah, so don't really need to. I'm sure the screws will go back in fine, but when I was taking them out, because it's MDF, you sort of get those little worms of MDF that come out on the thread, and I was thinking, oh, does that mean there's no thread left in there now? Look, it probably doesn't need doing, but it's going to make me happy and it's going to keep me quiet for a bit, so let me do it. All right, more sanding, nearly done. See you later. Shush. Hello. I think we're about done as much as we need be. Done the back panel. Oh, finished doing that. I'm trying not to get blood on it because I've got bleeding knuckles again. Where can you see me? Hang on. Ooh, about where that is. Yeah, this has turned out well. It's had the medium, it's had the smooth, it's looking very nice. I've got to do some, I've not bothered in there, couldn't really get in there, but I don't think it's crucial. There's no lumps or bumps that are going to show, and now I've done that test on the other bit of wood, I'm a lot more confident of this stuff's coverage, so I think it's going to be a bit forgiving if I don't get mirror flat. But yeah, pretty good. Got all that off as much as I need to. Happy with that. Wood fillering now. I'm going to do all the corner holes like I said just now, and I'm possibly going to try and find any minor blemishes and fill those in as well. So join me later on when I've done that, and well, it'll be in about 4 seconds. All done. We are sanded. We are filled. Only little bits of filling. I mean, it's no different really to putting half a matchstick in just to make sure the thread grips, but you know, I'll know it's done when it's covered. I'll think, oh, you did that right. You filled all those little holes in. Not good. That's it. We're done. Can you see that there? Well, shall we? That be silly kind of can. Let me tilt that down. Sorry about all the bikes and everything. Sorry about the noise in the background. I've had to put the tumble dryer on. It's Sunday. We're washing. Head and cab stripped and now sanded. I was going to seal it, wasn't I? I bought some PVA specially, 5 litres of PVA. Then I've read various things where if you water it down, the water content in it reacts with MDF and it can go all puffy. And having tried the adhesive on that bit of MDF and it bonding like Billio, I'm pretty confident it'll be fine just on the raw MDF. If it's not, well, we'll try bits first. We'll try that bit first and see how it goes. In fact, I might try the spray, because I might use the brush stuff for little corners and bits and bobs like that, and spray for these bits, because it's very, very claggy and stringy trying to put it on. It doesn't, once it's on the brush, it doesn't want to come off the brush. You're sort of squelching it on. So that's all for next weekend, but we're ready to go for now. So I don't think there's anything else to do until we get the material. if I do anything this week, it's going to be just cleaning up the chassis, I should say. And if I do that, I'll stick it on the start of the third video. So yeah, thanks for watching. Watch the third one. The tricky bits yet to come, but we've got the artwork done. See you later.